Hello and welcome to Swiftly Spoken, a fan-made Taylor Swift podcast in which we break down her lyrics, deep dive into full album retrospectives, and theorise about what may be coming next. As always, we are your hosts Lisa and Cameron, and in this special emergency episode, we are going to be reacting to everything that has happened, including the VMAs and the album announcement, and just giving our thoughts and reactions. This is a very impromptu episode, but we're both very excited to discuss everything that has come out and give our thoughts. Okay, so as you possibly know by now, Taylor has announced her 10th studio album, Midnights, via the VMAs, and then a countdown on her website. There's so much to like.
So much has gone on in 24 hours.
What I just did not expect that. Like, I was dubious about her rocking up at the VMAs. I was like, is she? Isn't she?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, will she use it? But then it was like. And then I thought, oh, no, she'll definitely be there. She'll want, the All Too Well, because if she's not there, then she's going to screw herself over in terms of getting the awards, and she really wants these.
Definitely. I definitely think that this is all, I think it all is part of what is happening right now, but definitely that All Too Well, the wins, by the way, which are kind of been overshadowed by everything. There's so much to break down.
She won 3 awards. She won the biggest award of the night, plus other 2, but we'll break those down in a second. But it's just like, it was a bit of a shock, and I think the fact that she was in New York, it was like, okay, she's there for a reason, and she was kind of appearing a little bit more here and there, and it was like, gearing
up towards something.
It was like, something is coming, and then, like I said, and then I saw that Tree, Taylor's publicist, was there. I was like, oh, she's 100% there then. Like, if Tree's there, Taylor's there. So then I thought, okay, I'll watch it, because I'm always a bit, I don't know, American award shows are just really long, and there's just so much.
Yeah, and if there's not people performing that you're very interested in, it can drag on. They're always at least 2 hours, 2.5. So yeah, and for us, of course, it's in the middle of the night. So all of this has gone down in the middle of the night. We're waking up the next day, both sleep deprived, and jumping on here. So we hope we're making
literally, because I basically got 3 hours sleep last night, because I thought, okay, I'll watch the VMAs then watch it through some dodgy link. You know what I mean? Because it's not available in the UK.
Yeah.
So you have to watch this link that goes down every 5 seconds. You're like, oh god. But Taylor's outfit,
loved it.
That was a shock. Yeah, loved it.
It's so risky for her though. Like, we've never seen her.
Just isn't Taylor Swift.
We've never seen her. She was wearing fake nails. It looked like she went all out. To be honest with you, she looked really nice, and a lot of risk taken in terms of style and in terms of makeup and even in terms of a hairstyle in a way. But I definitely...
And she had this kind of attitude about her as well, you know what I mean?
Oh, she was confident. She knew what she was going to do. She knew what she was there for, and she knew what she was about to...
Yeah, exactly. Because it was just like, God, this woman is confident tonight. She is just prancing everywhere. Even on the red carpet, she had these eyes, and I was just like, oh my God, she's going for it. And initially the reaction to it was, oh, it's the Look What You Made Me Do.
Right.
Outfit.
Yeah, a lot of people, I saw that as
identical.
Reacting towards it. It does look kind of like the jewels or the all of the diamonds and stuff in the bathtub. That's true, but that soon got debunked.
Because I think the thing is because it was kind of giving me, the Met Gala, gilded glamour,
right.
And it's like 1920s showgirly.
That's
kind of
true, old Hollywood type of.
Yeah. Because I was thinking what. I was like, what? We haven't really had there's not a previous Taylor era that really fits into that. And because I was looking at it, I was like, she's definitely not going to announce debut dressed like that.
No way. Or Speak Now.
You know what I mean? Or 1989, or Reputation, I thought maybe. But again, that isn't, it only looks like the Look What You Made Me Do outfit. And she's literally had, 3 days to record that?
Yeah.
Legally?
No.
So, that would be a serious turnaround. So I was just like, what? This is such a strange... It was so left of field. I just did not expect that at all.
And also her after party outfit as well. It was... they were both really
again, very
different
kind of,
for her.
Yeah, very, like I said, very kind of 1920s showgirl kind of glamour, like old Hollywood with that kind of fur, it's like Marilyn Monroe-esque, which again, yeah, is not really something that we've seen Taylor in. But like, even the thing that I thought was quite funny was the TikTok, because recently Taylor's been dressing back in her kind of,
1950s housewife era,
1950s
2.0.
housewife era. Yeah, exactly. With and then her TikTok was her, in that, and then going into this kind of like outfit that was just like, wow.
The way that she can pull off both so well, though, is just
is incredible. Like, and it like her, it was weird because it almost didn't look like her.
Yeah,
like,
I think it was.
I don't know what it was.
I think it was the hair parting in the like being in the middle and things like that. Like the two kind of the bangs separated. I think that's what made it a bit, and also the very dramatic makeup. Was also quite kind of uncanny valley.
Like,
yeah,
I was like, that doesn't look like Taylor. Like, what the hell? And then she was going for it all night. Like,
she was definitely having
a
good time. Mm-hmm.
Like again, I think she knew what was coming, so she's like, I'm just gonna have a great time, and then I'm just gonna drop. You know what I mean?
She won the 3 awards that she was up for.
Ones.
So that's amazing. Yeah.
Best
long form video of the year, most importantly, of course, which we'll get into. Yeah. And she also won, which we didn't see her being presented, but she did win the Best Director award as well, which is
also really. That's like one that she'll feel really proud of.
Definitely, and it's going to help a lot to push All Too Well for other awards, which I'm sure we'll talk about in the future. But it's an amazing night for her in terms of winning, definitely.
Awards. Yeah, no, I was, when she won, I was really glad she won long form, and part of me thought, oh, okay then, so if she's won long form, I was thinking like, oh, won long form, then maybe she might not get video.
Oh, right.
Because maybe they'll think, oh,
you've got one.
You can have that one. Yeah. So I was thinking, oh, okay, does that mean we're up for video? But then I was just like, I was thinking, who else is about that's actually up for video? Because these award shows, as bad as it sounds,
it is what it is.
If you show up, normally you win.
Yeah.
It
is what it is.
Showing up, like if you aren't showing up, unfortunately, you're not likely, unless you've got a legitimate reason. Like with Harry Styles, he was literally about to go on stage. Yeah. And he won like best album.
Mm-hmm.
But like he has a legitimate reason why he physically can't be there. But if it's just like you're just not there, it is almost like, well, you're not really going to win anything, unfortunately. And also, part of me is kind of like, did she know that she was going to win?
Well, I do think so, because how else would you kind of have it planned? Because she could have said it in the best long form video moment, but she didn't. Yeah. She kept it, and she was obviously going to release it today because like Countdown was planned and release it of everything was planned. So in a way, I do think. And in award shows in general, except for 1 or 2, I do think the nominees get told before that there's a big chance, or that they're maybe on a very, very short list. I'm not sure the workings, ins and outs of all of it, but I do think she kind of knew.
Was aware.
Yeah.
Me too. Because it was like she used it as a way to like announce that this album.
Which is such an amazing way, because it gets to everyone watching, not just your fans, but fans of everyone else watching at that point.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of waves.
But yeah, that was, like I said, I was sat there at God knows what in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, half dead, just like, oh my God, why am I still here? And I was just like, oh, okay, here's the big one, let's go. And then, she obviously thanks like Sadie and Dylan, and then she's just like, yeah.
By the way,
I've got my next album is, and I was kind of listening. I was like, did I hear that right? Like, because she was talking about the re-records.
Yeah, so I thought that was what was going to happen. Like, when I watched it, I was like, okay, re-records, okay, what are we getting at? And then she was like, no, not a re-record. Here's a brand new album, More at Midnight, which is amazing.
It's so like Cinderella-esque, isn't it? Like,
I love that tagline.
Meet me at midnight.
Yeah, meet me at midnight. It sounds really, really cool.
Such a cool, and they had like the clock on the Taylor Taylor Swift's website, which was, again, I just love. I've kind of missed that kind of promo.
It's going to be big. I do think we're going to get big promo, which we'll get into in just a second. So. But to kind of go in order, why do you think that we're getting Taylor Swift 10? We're getting her 10th studio album officially, and not another re-record.
I think Taylor, as we know, writes a lot of music.
Yeah.
And it must be incredibly hard for her
to stop.
To stop writing, especially considering the success of everything that she has put out that's been slightly left of field, like Folklore and Evermore and everything else. And she's now in a record label where they are just more than happy for her to just pump out as much music as she wants. Like, you know, she decides what she wants, basically. And I think that it's been 2 years.
Definitely.
Since Folklore. You know, and technically it's been 2 years since Evermore, but not quite just yet. But, you know, we're now in 2022, those were 2020, which is a normal
cycle
time distance.
Yeah.
But I just feel it doesn't feel like that long ago. Like Folklore and Evermore don't feel that long ago.
I guess because
you know what I mean?
The gap has been really well bridged with everything that went on after Folklore and Evermore, like the Grammys, and then obviously the Grammys rolled into the release of Fearless. In the summer, we even got things last year, Renegade, and then that rolled into Red, which had a very, very long... Yeah, so it all kind of rolled into each other, and it did seem like she hadn't stopped until this year. And that radio silence definitely... we discussed it a lot in private. We knew something was coming, and it kind of wasn't pointing to a re-record for a while, although we did have our hopes up for re-records, but I do think that her plans have changed because of everything going on around the re-records. You know, I don't think she was ever going to release Debut Next for things that we've already spoken about. Obviously, Look What You Made Me Do, like you said, she was able to re-record it from like 3 days ago or something, so it would have been very rushed. 1989 has a lot going on around it. It cannot be recorded right now, or it cannot completely be re-released right now, so that was going to be impossible. And Speak Now was also facing some troubles and stuff, so I honestly do think it's a combination of her seeing all of that and saying, okay, I'm going to take this time, I'm going to make the most of it, and also, like you said, she never stops writing.
I do agree. I think that, it is a kind of combination of not being able to get these re-recordings out, but also Taylor wanting to like write new music.
Yeah, and make the most of the moment when her creativity strikes.
Really strikes. And then to talk about striking, striking midnight.
Oh my god.
It was, because I was thinking, like, what is it going to be? What's the concept? Like, what's this whole midnight thing?
Crazy.
Like, because it was just like, this is clearly a big element, this whole midnight thing. And then, like I said, I thought, okay, I've got half hour, I'll go to sleep, because it'll be 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m, when it strikes midnight. It'll be striking 5 a.m. for me.
She better not start doing things at midnight, because that's 6 a.m, like 5 a.m. for you, 6 for me, and it's going to be like crazy.
Killer. I have a funny feeling this is how things are going to go.
I do as well, because it is, it's part of the concept, but
yes. It's always interesting. What I found really interesting is always how Taylor does something new and different, and like how you can, on your 10th album round, make it
exciting still, and make it different from the rest, like really stand out from the others, and at the same time be different. Like it kind of sounds like a Miss Americana thing, like be different, be new, don't scare people.
Exactly.
But she hits the nail on the head every time. Like she nails it every time, honestly.
Yeah, the theme and concept and the way that things are done is just so perfect to the album and the concept. And
talking about
I guess
that,
then it was like, woke up at 5, album cover, and I'm like, what? Called Midnight. I love the name.
So Midnights, because I was like, I don't know, this is maybe a controversial opinion already, but I kind of like the sound of midnight. I don't know if I like midnights in plural.
Me too, midnight.
But then again, I get it, because obviously from
it's 13 different midnights.
Exactly, from the description, it is a collection of midnights. So I get it. But it's just going to take me a moment.
That description...
Amazing.
It's so cool.
It sounds like a concept album. Like all of Taylor's albums have themes and concepts to them, but she's never actually... I guess Reputation would be the only one, perhaps, that we could class as a concept album, but even then it's kind of pushing it.
Even like Folklore kind of is,
but
it's a bit like Speak Now.
It's all very
like,
mishmash.
It's like, the concept is to link all the songs rather than a concept that all the songs fit into. Like with Speak Now, it's like, oh, these are all the things that I didn't say.
But they're all about different things.
And then like Folklore is just like, this is a collection of different stories that all mix together, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This feels like the first one that's a real concept.
It sounds it anyway. I mean, afterwards it might be more like a bit of a mix, and kind of like all ties in like Speak Now, because I guess if you read the Speak Now prologue without listening to the songs, it does sound a bit like a concept album as well.
Yeah.
But it does sound like that for now, anyway.
Yeah.
It's just so exciting. I am very excited about the idea of... Because Taylor has always been known to be up at midnight. So
that's the thing.
It fits.
It's almost like a thing. Like early mornings are like a concept that runs throughout Taylor's music.
And she just said, you know what, I'm just going to do a whole album on it.
Yeah, and like she always says that like she gets up in the middle of the night to like write songs and has song ideas in her head flowing around. And even in interviews recently, Dylan O'Brien said that he was like on the phone to Taylor recently, and she was just like, "I've got to go. I've got a melody."
Yeah.
So it's like we should have known.
We should. We should have.
There was there was all teasing to it, but I just love the idea that it's like the kind of the second image on the announcement with the kind of description
love that image
of the album is so cool, and I just love that it's like this is a collection of music written in the middle of the night, a journey through terrors and sweet dreams, which is just so, I just can't wait to hear what these, do you think that these things are going to be personal to Taylor or more storytelling?
I think she's going to go personal, because she literally said like it's stories of my 13 sleepless nights, for better or for worse, in her life. Which is so interesting because, and I think again, just like we mentioned sometimes talking about Folklore and Evermore, how they were kind of influenced by her previous work because of the re-recordings being just around the corner. Now that she's actually started them, and I'm sure she's done much more than we could think, to be honest, but now that she's gone through these things, it would be interesting to see if those 13 sleepless nights like connect to previous things that we know about, or I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. Like, is this going to add more context to
so many things?
Like, I'm just wondering whether it will be really clear what it's about.
I know. I do think it is going to be more personal. Like, I really do. So
I'm getting that vibe as well. I really am getting that vibe that
we're going from a bloody description and a picture, but yeah.
I know. But I do feel like it though. It's just the way that it says like Midnights, the stories of 13 sleepless nights scattered throughout my life.
I love the concept. It sounds so on brand. It sounds so good.
Meet me at midnight. It's just so cool.
And what about the cover?
The cover.
How you feeling?
The cover is the thing that I'm least excited about.
I know.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look like all the other Taylor covers, and we've gone back to having
the name
title
and everything on it. It has the name and the track list, which is, I don't know, it's just so strange to see her having laid out, you know, from Lover onwards.
Like, with these other re-records, are we going to get names on them again now?
I don't know, like, it's just so confusing now.
Because it just, like, all the others perfectly, even Lover weirdly looks fine. Like, it does, even though it has the title.
Yeah.
But this is like, I've seen lots of discussion online, even just in the couple of hours that it's been out, where people are like, this is the best album cover, this is so cool, or this is shit. And I'm kind of, I just don't know how I feel.
I know, it's hard because there's a lot going on. Firstly, I guess the photo itself. Yes. I'm not sure
how are you feeling about that?
I do like the concept of the lighter in the forefront of the picture, and I do like her looking at it. I don't know about her makeup. I'm not a fan, I don't think.
Me too. I think the second image with the description
is
way cooler.
I do as well. Oh.
I would have loved that as the image, and then above it, if it in like middle, it just said Midnights.
Right, me too. I think
because that looks like she's contemplating stuff, and it's just midnight, I don't know.
The other one is so strange; it's hard to read into. It's like, why are you looking at a lighter?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Like,
why is it so zoomed in?
What's that got to do with the midnight?
But at the same time, then it's just like this white around it, which is such a strange thing.
And the fact that, it's got the track list, which is not really something you see on the cover. And then even when you look at the descriptions, when you like go to pre-order the album, that it's like the vinyl, it says like, each vinyl includes 13 songs, unique Moonstone, which by the way is gorgeous, that vinyl. And then it says collectible album sleeve, each side features a different full-size photo of Taylor.
Okay, so there's
which I think is like strange.
Yeah, just as a picture, just what we've got is, I don't know, I'm not quite sure, but then again, it does take me a minute always to kind of get used to.
Yeah, because it's very new, isn't it? Like, it's kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
And like, even with Folklore and Evermore, I was like,
Well, with Reputation, I must say, like, Folklore and Evermore, I kind of got around a bit quicker, but Reputation for me at the beginning, and now I think it's one of her best album art ever, but when she first announced it, I was like, why is it black and white? Why is there text all over her face? Why does she look like that? It doesn't fit. Yeah. But now I love it. So.
Yeah, because that one I felt like was out of place as well when it first was announced. I was like, that is so not like Taylor's other albums. What the hell? But this one does stick out. It really does. And at
it
first
does
I thought,
a little.
is this actually the cover? I'm really not sure how I feel about it.
I think we'll grow to like it, honestly.
Yeah.
But it is a bit jarring at first. Just, I guess because we have got the previous 9 in our heads.
I think even if the cover was just that image, that was just the cover, I think maybe I could get behind it a bit more.
Yeah, it's just got the white around it. It's a bit border. Strange, yeah. But still.
And the track list.
The track list. That's what we've got to get into next.
We obviously don't know.
Of course.
13 songs, which is very exciting.
Yeah, 13. Always her most praised albums. Fearless in 1989. I guess we could add Folklore to that, although it doesn't have 13. But Fearless in 1989 do have 13 tracks, and it's something that she doesn't do often.
And she's extended her track list a lot recently, so the fact that she's kind of gone back to how it was.
I kind of like that, though. I like that she's been.
I like a slightly shorter track list.
Yeah, she's been very decisive about it and said, right, 13.
Yeah, it feels like you've combed through stuff and been like, oh, okay, rather than just like, I'm just going to put everything that I've written on it. You know what I mean? It makes it feel a bit more kind of
selective.
Crafted.
Yeah. And then we have side A and side B.
Yeah.
Do we think that side A is going to be like or the other way around? One side is going to be like the sweetest dreams, the other one is going to be like the worst terrors.
Maybe. Yeah,
that's kind of how I read the description, but then again, no idea.
Because then I suppose one thing we also haven't mentioned is sound, sonically. How do you think this is going to sound?
I know. Yeah, this is just, I don't know. I have no idea. I was going to say, the thing is with this is she could go anywhere. She could go toned down, she could go more indie, she could go indie pop, she could go completely pop. I have no idea. And just seeing it does look like a toned down album. It
looks a bit indie.
No idea.
From the cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, part of me just doesn't feel like she's going to do that again. Part of me feels like she's going to go poppy.
I definitely think that this is going to be a bigger rollout. It's like a lot is going to go down, so I can't imagine that it's going to be toned down.
Something like the VMAs
exactly. To kick off the era, to kick it off at such a public event in the way that she did, not tease it, actually kick it off, means that we're going to get something big. So I can't imagine that it is going to be toned down. It's not going to be Folklore, I don't think.
Yeah, me too. But I really don't think, I'm not getting Folklore Evermore vibes from this, like, at all. I feel like there will be, obviously there's always acoustic numbers, slower songs on there.
Of course.
I do get, but then there's also, people have also been banging on that they've wanted a rock album from Taylor for God knows how long.
That's
but I just
not
don't
in
feel
mine.
Like this is, no, I don't think that fits the general aesthetic that she's giving off at the moment, which is this kind of 1920s, like I've said a million times, showgirl kind of, vibe. From the 2 outfits so far, they are not giving rock.
No, definitely not. But do let us know in the comments what you think Taylor's going to be releasing on this album. Whether we get a single beforehand or not, which we can discuss now, let us know what kind of sound you're expecting, just from what we've seen to now. And talking about that, do you think we're going to get a single, or do you think it's just going to all drop?
Yes.
I do think we're going to get a single, and I have a feeling we might even get it this week.
Me too. Yeah, I think so. I think, Friday.
Yeah.
We're likely to get a single.
Which is September, which is absolutely great, because it gives us it's not too long a rollout. It's 53 days, I think, from now, or 52, something like that. It's under 2 months to the album, which is absolutely crazy to think when we got Red announced, 7 months in advance.
I am really glad, though, that we've got time.
Yeah, we've got time, but it's not too much.
A ridiculous
time.
amount, because I honestly don't think I could have dealt with, obviously it wouldn't have come out last night, but let's say it was album at midnight, or my album was out Friday.
It
would just be like, oh my god.
Yeah, this gives her time, and for us to process it as well. I definitely think we're going to get a single sooner rather than later. And I think she's going to give us proper promotion. There's been a lot of rumours recently that we haven't discussed here, but things about photo shoots. Photo shoots, Photo shoots for magazines, photo shoots for something else, which I guess could have been the album itself. Music video shoots.
Music videos,
and also that tour rumour that's going around, which I do think has...
now,
it definitely has a lot of truth to it. So I definitely think this album release is going to be full promo. Obviously in September she's also got another appearance coming up for the...
Yes.
I can't remember the name of the award that she's getting.
Nashville Songwriters
That's
Association.
It. For Writer of the Decade, Songwriter of the Decade. So that's going to be another moment that she can definitely promo. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I think we're going to get a lot of content, which I'm so excited about. And everything looks so good. I am excited.
It does look really good. Like, so the only thing I'm a little bit about is the cover, just because it's a little bit different. But, and she's done that on purpose. She knows what she's doing. She knows that it looks totally different to any other cover she's ever put out.
It is very standout, and it might, catch people's eyes, like, why is it so different? What does it look like?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. I just can't, but I'm honestly just generally in a state of shock with it all.
It is. It's very strange.
Yeah, it's just like, is this real? Like, the fact that, we've recorded this episode, like, we just need to get an episode out, and, it's like, oh my god, we need to react to this.
It's all very chaotic. It really honestly is. Yeah.
But it is so exciting. I love...
Definitely.
And that's why part of me was like, oh, I'm so glad that I actually did stay up, because I got to...
You saw it in real time. I must say I fell asleep. Yeah. So I woke up, I saw what was going on before she had announced it. Like, she'd won long form video at that point. I watched for a little while and I was like, I can't, I'm off to bed. And then I woke up to like your messages and I was like, what?
I think my message was just like,
crazy
new album,
person.
TS10, yeah. Because it's just like, because I was like, oh my god, I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, it's just crazy. I was really dubious about a new album because I just really wanted the re-records.
I know.
And I just thought, but now I'm obviously incredibly excited. Like, obviously hearing new Taylor music is just so exciting.
Yeah.
And it is just bonkers. But I just did not expect that this year, weirdly. Even though
it's strange.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that's it. I was about to say, it's strange because she's been silent for so long, we kind of knew it was coming, and we've kind of been like, nah, it's not though, is it? I mean, we want to re-record, really, but in a way, like we've explained, it does make sense, and it makes sense for her to make the most of whenever she has this time and creativity to do this. Like, we got to remember, this is her 10th studio album.
10, I know.
That's crazy.
10.
And she's got so much creativity to give, and I'm sure that we won't be let down by whatever's coming, because it's crazy to think that each time she kind of does something new or left field, and you think, like, she can't do anything different this time, and then she does. Like you said, she makes it exciting every time with these little different things, but it all kind of makes sense. I don't know, crazy.
Even the fact that she can, like have this totally different aesthetic, like the fact that we're seeing her in outfits that we've like never ever really seen her in before.
Exactly.
Like, some of the outfits that we've seen Taylor in this year, you would have never thought that she'd be rocking this, like,
I think she
basically like nude, like sheer, like, diamond thing.
I think she was making the most of her off time. Like, I'm just going to be as comfortable as possible because I know what's coming. But yeah, I can't wait. I definitely think a lot of promo is coming, a lot of exciting things. Obviously, we'll get more information, and as we do, we are definitely going to react to it all and explain it all and theorize over it all. But we definitely wanted to get our thoughts out there straight away. Yeah,
and also to announce as well, we're also now in season 2 of Swiftly Spoken podcast.
Yeah, it's been a year.
We were going to do a big announcement and be like, but now we're kind of combining it with the announcement of Midnights. And ironically, our colour scheme now works.
It fits. So it worked out perfectly.
Unintentionally.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're not insiders, we promise.
yeah, we promise. But, because, like I said, we've been posting stuff like, we're going to announce something.
But
not an album.
It's just our colour change.
Just a colour change, and that we're now in season 2. But we'd just like to thank everyone for listening to our podcast. We absolutely love recording this and being able to chat about Taylor Swift. So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and hopefully we have lots of exciting stuff to discuss and loads of really cool episodes and upcoming things, and just I feel like we're just going to get loads of content, which is what's really exciting. I think people have been a bit starved recently of Taylor content, and she's really going to give it, I think, now.